Hello, everybody, and welcome back to A2 Ado, episode 6. So we had an emotional breakdown last episode and finally admitted that we were a musician in a band, which we hadn't talked about before, really. And our father actually smashed our guitar, and we kind of never talked to him again after that. But then, Xiao has, after, of course, we had already listened to Xiao's backstory last episode too, and we're friends now, and I'm teaching him English, and he's teaching me Chinese, but he told us that our dad actually loved our music, even though he said he hated it. So that's what he's going to tell us more about. I did accidentally skip forward one line. So basically, Xiao had handed us a towel is what we missed. Once I began driving myself off, he opens his briefcase and pulls out his cell phone. I watch confusedly as he selects an old video clip. Music starts playing from the phone's speakers, partially obscured by the noisy ambiance of a crowd. The images on the screen are small and grainy, but I immediately make out the lead singer of my former band. Behind him, smiling and strumming happily on that old guitar, is none other than myself. How? Snatching the phone out of Xiao's grasp, I frantically scroll through the rest of the videos. Bars, cafes, even subway stations and street curbs. All my old band performances are here. Did you get these from my father? No. That's impossible. He would never have these videos in the first place. He hated this kind of music. Xiao only shakes his head. He slowly takes the phone from my trembling hands. Song Dashi, not good father. Song Dashi, he only know music. He not know how to say he loves Sona. So Song Dashi work hard. Song Dashi make Sona work hard. So someday, Sona have good life. So someday, Sona love Song Dashi back. Oh my god. That's like the saddest thing I've ever heard. Because Song Dashi loves Sona. So he go see all music Sona make. But he's so afraid. He afraid that this life no good to Sona. Song Dashi only want Sona have good life. So Song Dashi, he make Sona leave that life. Go new life. Good life. But then Sona only hates Song Dashi. Sona only hates music. Song Dashi, he only fail Sona. Why Song Dashi give Sona his orchestra? So even Sona hates Song Dashi, Sona no more hate music. Wow. I didn't expect to have feelings, man. Like I said, the day my father destroyed my guitar was also the last day I remember crying. Until today. Are you absolutely sure you're okay with this, Sona? I don't want you to feel pressured by the rest of the orchestra if you'd rather not do it. I'm sorry I brought it up in the first place. If it's caused you all any problems at all. The heck are you apologizing for? It's good publicity for the orchestra after all. So thanks, kid. Guess you're pretty useful after all. As before, the girl smiles in relief. This time, though, I shoot back a smile of my own. Loud sneeze makes us both of us jump. In the corner, I see Xiao blowing his nose. It figures that he's the only one who caught a cold from the other night. especially since it was probably his first and only time in the rain without an umbrella. I don't think I'll ever let him live it down. At least not until he admits why he had all of my father's videos of me in the first place. The last time I asked, he changed the topic by going on a rant about how I've ruined 2 of his suits so far. Though it might have just been my imagination, I think I caught him blushing. Or maybe his face was just red from the cold, I don't know. He was blushing. He's in love with us. I mean, kind of in a stalkery way, but he's in love with us. We're ready to start the interview now, Miss Snow. The song. Good luck, Soda! Ha, thanks. But I won't need it. I take a seat as the lady from the newspaper pulls up a chair. And when she starts asking me about my father, as I inevitably knew she would, I already know what I'm going to say. In truth, my father and I rarely saw eye to eye. In fact, the last thing I ever said to him was that I hated him. For many years, I was content to keep on believing that, because I always believed that he hated me too. Closing my eyes, I take a deep breath to steady myself. I don't know if I can believe that anymore, though. After all, it seems like my father and I actually had a lot in common. Bad things like our pride, inability to talk to each other, and unwillingness to admit when we were wrong. But also good things, like our love for music, the desire to be loved ourselves. There's another sneeze. I hide a smile as Yao starts sniffling, and a respect for a certain stubborn, annoying, but probably okay guy. I hope that's the end of the sad. All our problems have been worked out. We're cool now. Oh, is he hurt? Do we have to fix him? Is he gonna get punched or start beating up people on my behalf? They're going to hear us! Shh! Not so loud! Huh. I think we can totally back up both of them with this picture. At least turn off the flash so they don't wake up. Huh? What's going on? Huh? Why am I on the floor? Weren't Xiao and I looking over the scores? That's right, we were arguing about last minute changes to the brass section. Or the strings? Probably both. Ugh, how late were we up last night? I need more sleep. As I yawn and try to roll over, I feel a slight pressure on my hand. With my mind still fuzzy with sleep, it takes me several seconds to realize that it's Xiao's forehead. Before I can pull away, I'm blinded by a bright white flash. I told you to turn the flash off! Now wide awake, I scramble to my feet, nearly slipping on some piles of sheet music. Several feet away, a bunch of orchestra members are huddled around a cell phone. Ah, what a sweet photo. Sona's even smiling. Maybe she's having a nice dream. I think she's drooling in Hiao's hair, though. What the heck? Give me that phone. Hey, give it back. No, don't delete it. It's too cute to delete. I agree with him. Too cute to delete. Screensavers. Yeah, we could Photoshop out your drool. Do you honestly think that's the real problem here? Jeez, you guys all piss me off. I don't know why I haven't punched in your faces yet. Remind me to get on that soon. Everyone giggles, and I have to hide my smile. Seems people around here do get my jokes now, at least once in a while. It's because you love us, don't you, Sona? But not as much as you love Xiao. Probably. You're getting your face punched in first, just so you know. I think the two of you would make a cute couple. You're always hanging out together. If you invite us to your wedding, we can play the reception. You guys are ridiculous. I'm not even going to bother with you today. There's more giggling. Ignoring it, I march to the front of the room. Okay, enough chit-chat. Everybody sit down. We have less than 6 hours until the concert, so no more slacking from here on out. Got it? Yes, sir. Ma'am, says the entire ensemble. I pause, mentally fishing for my next words. If this were a sports meet, I'd just tell everyone to clobber the other team or dominate the fields or something else straightforward like that. Unfortunately, that doesn't translate too well to a musical context. I need to think of something more encouraging. So yeah, today's the concert. And I actually don't think it's going to be a total train wreck. Yeah, of course, y'all sucked a couple weeks ago, and I really hated your guts. Ouch. But everyone somehow got their crap together and started working hard, and now you suck less than before. And I no longer really hate your guts. That's harsh. I guess what I'm trying to say is, I'm proud of you guys. I kind of even like you now. The last 2 months were actually pretty fun, and I learned a lot. So, thanks for putting up with me. I hope we'll all keep working together after this concert. Or, yeah, something like that. Sniff. I yelp as everyone rushes towards me with their arms outstretched. I like everyone here too, you guys. I'm shedding manly tears right now. Group hug. Group hug. No group hugs. I hate hugs. Get off! Get off! My cell phone suddenly starts ringing, and I take the opportunity to shoo everyone away. Noise also finally wakes up Xiao. He groggily sits up, readjusting his glasses as I take the call. What? Yeah, wait. What the heck do you mean by cancelled? Uh-oh. After I relay the news, the atmosphere is so dire that you'd think it was my father's funeral over again. I can't believe it! After all our hard work! Mr. Song booked the concert hall months in advance. Can they really cancel our concert just because we didn't sell enough tickets? It's like they said, Mr. Song only paid a deposit fee, and we were supposed to make up the rest of the money through ticket sales. It's just that Mr. Song always handled the promotional and advertising stuff, so we didn't even try this time. This is all our fault. We should have found more people to come. We should have tried to get more publicity than just the newspaper story. In the end, though, maybe people just don't want to see us. Not when we don't have Mr. Song anymore. All of that is crap, and you know it. Everyone looks at me in surprise. Though the orchestra members are trying to blame themselves, I know the truth. I'm the owner and sole manager of this orchestra, just like my father before me. It was my responsibility to handle all the finances and arrange for PR. But it was barely a blip on my radar. I've been so into slacking my duties before, then so focused on getting back into music later, that I didn't think about the logistics of any time in between. This is all my fault. Guys, the one who screwed up is me. Don't blame anyone else. But hey, it's not the end of the world. We can reschedule the concert for some other time. I mean, who cares if we're a week or two late for Valentine's Day? This lovey-dovey stuff is like timeless or universal or whatever. The flautist shakes her head. She looks like she's on the verge of tears. But Mr. Yao's going back to China after this concert. We won't get another chance to perform with him again. What? Though the other orchestra members continue talking, I no longer see or hear any of them. The only person who can hold my attention now is Yao. He's still leaning against the conductor's podium, watching the rest of the orchestra with an inscrutable expression. He doesn't notice me coming towards him until I'm already there. You're going back to China? Right after the concert. How is that possible? You never said anything like that before. I'm vaguely aware that the other orchestra members have fallen silent. The flautist gets up, visibly mortified. I'm so sorry. We all thought you already knew. I hold up a hand to silence her. Why didn't you tell me you were leaving, Xiao? Answer me, Xiao. You know what I'm asking, don't you? Looking away, Xiao sighs heavily. Prima volta, I tell you. 2 months. Only 2 months. Prima volta. The first time. The first time I met Xiao, he told me a bunch of things in Chinese that I completely brushed off. Maybe he did mention how long he was staying for. But I simply didn't know or care at the time. After all I cared about was getting paid on February 14th, regardless of how well the orchestra did. I wouldn't even have given a second thought as to whether Xiao was leaving or not. Xiao puts one hand on my shoulder. He curls the other lightly around my now clenched fingers. Sona. Dui bu ki. Sorry. Whatever. Let's focus on finding another venue before this afternoon then. This late? Forget it. Any place that's good is going to be booked solid. He's right, you know. We'd have to be ridiculously connected or filthy rich to get anything on such short notice. Filthy rich, huh? An idea rapidly forming in my mind, I head for the door. Sona, where are you going? We haven't figured out what to do yet. You guys should just cancel practice and take it easy for the next few hours. Trust me. Our concert is going to go on as scheduled. I'll make sure of it. But Sona, what are you going to? I said relax. I'll handle this. Halfway through the doorway, though, I pause. Then I call back over my shoulder, keeping my voice as nonchalant as possible. One other thing, guys. I might be a little late for the concert, but you shouldn't wait up for me. What? But this isn't just another practice, Sona. The concert is the very last thing you'd want to be late for. Oh, you know me, I like to make an entrance. Oh, I am going to get my ass beat into the concrete again. I'm going to use all the money that I'm supposed to pay off my debts with, and I'm going to pay for another concert venue myself, and then I'm going to get beat up by thugs. I don't want to get beat up by thugs a third time in one game. That is a lot of thug beating up. A lot of it. An excessive amount. My father's will stated that I would get a lump of money on the day of each orchestra concert, as long as I attended all preceding practices. It never said anything about actually attending the concerts themselves. So now that it's February 14th, that money is rightfully mine. I pay the people at the concert hall enough to make up for the tickets we couldn't sell. Then much, much more. The lady over the phone is so flabbergasted that she can only babble incoherent things for the next few minutes. I tell her it's not a donation. The first chunk of money is to ensure today's concert goes on as planned. The extra is for them to keep helping my orchestra in the future. Maybe they can use it to pay for a new conductor after Xiao leaves and all that. The money's better spent on them than me. Where I'm going, I won't need it anymore. That's right. Even if I just paid the concert hall for the unsold tickets, what's left over still wouldn't cover my debts in time. I know Donnie D all too well. There's no way he's giving me any more time now. so I might as well give my orchestra everything I've got. If this is how I can pay them back for screwing up, if this is the last thing I ever do for Yao, then I don't have any more regrets. Oh, am I gonna get murdered? I really don't want to get murdered. It doesn't take long for Donnie's thugs to track me down. They corner me as I'm about to cross the street and drag me into an empty... How many alleys are in this town? Oh my god. Not so new guy, that's actually pretty funny, resides at the head of the pack, menacingly cracking his knuckles. Where's the money, Song? Oh, this again. I thought you would have come up with a better line by now. Stop stalling. Boss knows who's to ask. If he says the money's already been transferred to you, then you must have it. Nah, maybe I just don't feel like giving it to you. At least not until you learn better manners. You filthy, cheating, little I cut him off with a roundhouse kick. As he crashes to the ground, the rest of the gang charges at me with a roar. I deck one guy in the nose, then another in the stomach. For every goon I smash down, though, 3 more surge in to take its place. Gritting my teeth, I spin around just in time to keep one thug from hitting me in the back. His friend, though, is luckier. The goon knocks my feet out from under me, throwing me onto the pavement. As I'm lying there, grimacing in pain, a shadow falls over my body. New guy is standing over me again, his already ugly face warped into an even uglier sneer. Not so tough now, are ya? I still don't feel a thing. I think I'll break your other hand, so you'll have the matching pair. Try it. And I'll kill you. I'm the one who gets to say that now, you dumb karate chick. And karate isn't Chinese. Whatever. Any last words before I send you to that big old math camp in the sky? Wow. Okay. A roar of voices instantly answers him. My jaw drops as the entire orchestra streams into the alley, brandishing a variety of heavy objects. Music stands, chairs, even brooms and a porcelain vase. The musicians waste no time in bashing their weapons into the dumbfounded thugs. Take this, you racist bullies! How dare you talk to Sona like that? Eat dirt, creeps! I'm really sorry about hitting you, but I can't let you hurt my friends. The only one that makes fun of people in our orchestra is me. Once they've recovered from the shock, the thugs try to fight back. However, there's just too many people and flying objects for them to handle. I roll to the right as the violinist throws a chair, knocking down a goon behind me. Several feet away, the percussionist flings the vase at an entire group of thugs. It takes all of them out in a shower of broken shards. These musicians are crazy. Let's get out of here. Get back here, you idiots. Boss told us not to come back empty-handed this time. New guy tries in vain to stop the fleeing thugs, but Yao coolly silences him with a punch. As the thug slumps to the ground, all the orchestra members wordly rush towards me. Sona, are you okay? We ran all over town looking for you. I told you we should have sent more people to check downtown first. The good thing, the guy at the corner store saw you coming down here. I don't think he'll be too happy we broke all his stuff, though. Especially the vase. I told you not to take the vase. I was in a rush. We were all in a rush. I finally shoved my jaw back into its normal position. What the heck are you guys doing here? You're supposed to be on your way to the concert, not tramping around back alleys and beating up street gangs. Well, we were going to the concert at first, but then we started thinking about how weird it was for the concert to be back on all of a sudden, and considering how strangely we were acting before, we just got so worried. Was I really acting that strangely? I guess these guys know me better than I thought. So we kept bugging the concert hall people until we figured out what really happened. Sona, if you were having money problems, you should have just told us. Yeah, we would have helped you. Let's start a Save the Sona fund. You're making her sound like a panda bear. Sona, listen. Even if we can't raise enough money for you, our orchestra will keep on practicing. We'll get better and better, and soon people all over the world will pay to see our shows. So don't worry, we're here for you. Because you're our leader. You're our friend. We're not going to give up on you. You crazy idiots. Okay. I don't want to hear any more mushy lovey-dovey crap. Save it for the Romeo and Juliet overture. Let's just hurry up and get out of this dump. We've got a concert to dominate, don't we? The cheer all around me is deafening. As we're returning to the practice hall to pick up some stuff, I notice Yao lingering behind everyone else. He and I still haven't really talked since I found out he was going back to China. He always seems to be staring at the ground or at his hands, or even off into the distance. Basically, anywhere besides me. While the other orchestra members are busy chatting, I manage to pull him into the practice room. Yao jerks his arm out of my grasp. Glaring, he gingerly dusts off his sleeve, then readjusts the cuff. I'm not mad if that's what you're thinking, just surprised. I don't know. This time I'm the one staring at the floor. I guess I've always I just always assumed you'd be around. That we'd always be working together. But you must have a real job back in China. A real home. A real family. A real life. This isn't where you're really supposed to be. Once you go back home, everything will go back to normal. A tempo. I should have thought of that, huh? Shouldn't have just taken these last 2 months for granted. If I'd realized it sooner, there are a lot more things we could have done, or a lot of things I would have done differently. So yeah, he's gotta stay. I mean, he wouldn't leave us. We're his soulmate. Soulmates. So yeah, I think I'm the one who should have said sorry to you before, but not the other way around. Dui buki, Yao. Dui buki. There's a light pressure around my fingers. When I look down, Yao's hand is once again curled over my own. He doesn't say anything. He doesn't really need to. Anyway, I should get my crap together so we can all go to the concert. The fashionably late entrance thing only works for 1 or 2 people at a time, not an entire ensemble. Getting up, I ease my hand out from under Yao's. My fingers come away stained with blood. What the? There's something wet seeping through the cloth around Yao's arm. I realize in an instant that it's the same arm he yanked away from me before. What happened to you? Yao quickly tries to hide his hand behind his back, but I'm quicker. He gasps in pain as I grab his arm for a second time. Ah, Dubuki again. Yao winces as I push back his sleeve. His form is covered in blood from cuts across his wrist and elbow. If you got hurt from fighting, you should have said so before. Were you going to pretend you were okay for the entire concert? Swan Li. Yao tries to pull away, reverting to Chinese in his haste. I unthinkingly tighten my grip on his arm, which makes him wince again. Yep, that was pretty thoughtless of me. Where's the first aid kit you had before? Like, why is there so much junk in your briefcase? Don't you ever throw anything away? Yao scowls as I toss the contents of his briefcase all over the floor. His scowl only darkens as I pull out some wipes and a roll of bandages. Swan Li. Though he manages to clean off his arm easily enough, He predictably struggles with wrapping the bandages. Rolling my eyes, I pry the reel of fabric out of his hand. Quit fussing and let me return the favor, okay? Yao falls silent when I take his hand in mine. Though he's still scowling, he lets me wrap the bandages around his arm without any more protest. Since my left hand is still injured itself, my movements are clumsier than I'd like. Yet Xiao's eyebrow twitches every time my fingers slip or when I accidentally prod him in the arm. But at least he has the decency not to complain. Once I finish, he experimentally tries bending the wrist, then his elbow. Both motions cause him to grimace in pain. With a scowl of my own, I force his arm back down. Don't move it like that. You need to keep that arm straight until it heals. I said stop moving. Jeez, you think a conductor like you would be more careful? You can't work at all if you lose your hand, you know. It feels strange for me to be scolding Xiao instead of the other way around. So I'm not sure what kind of response I'll get. Maybe more scowls or Chinese retorts? Or even a lecture about my lack of proper lecturing skills. The last thing I expect is for Xiao to actually smile at me. So of course that's exactly what happens. At any rate, this means the concert's off. You can't conduct when your arm's that messed up. Heck, I don't even know if you can hold the baton. And our orchestra will sound like total crap without you. So yeah. Guess we'll postpone the concert after all. After we find a new conductor and stuff. Xiao motions empathetically with his uninjured hand, but I only shake my head. Switching from two to one-handed conducting is rare and requires a dramatic shift in technique that's practically impossible to do on the fly, especially when the orchestra has no experience with it. Even more so if you've just been beaten up in a street fight. And if Xiao tries to do the impossible, he's only going to overexert himself and make his condition even worse. No one-handed conducting. You just screw it up. We're postponing the concert. Xiao opens his mouth to protest several times, but he ultimately swallows his unborn words. As much as he'd rather believe otherwise, he knows I'm right, and that there's nothing he can do about it. There's nothing I can do about it either. Not when it was my fault Xiao got hurt in the first place. You know, Xiao, you should have just gone to the concert like I told you to. You didn't have to come after me. It would have been better if you hadn't. Xiao shakes his head. I get the feeling that he doesn't want to translate that, so I don't press him. I just sigh in aggravation, give him a small shove. Jeez, why are you so bad at doing that with what you're told? What's this, the third time you've tried helping me after I said not to? Maybe it's the language thing, but you really don't understand what I'm saying sometimes, do you? And vice versa, I'm sure. But even if you don't always understand my words, I think you usually still understand me. So thanks, Xiao. ZZ. I'm glad you were there. Two months. Still no good. Still failure. Dui Wu Qi. Seeing Xiao's face fall again, I punch him in the shoulder. I make sure to get his uninjured side this time. Jeez, what are you moping around for? These last 2 months weren't a failure at all. You think our orchestra could have come this far without you? Heck, if you hadn't showed up, we'd still be in a total migraine-inducing mess. And I'd still be slacking off, not giving a crap about anyone or anything else, least of all music. So don't tell me 2 months still no good. That's total crap. Because these were the best 2 months I've had in a really long time. And you, well, I guess you're the best friend I've had in a really long time too. Ni shi huo zi zui yao do peng yu. Or, yeah, something like that, I guess. I ducked my head, cheeks burning. Man, I can't believe I just said that. I can't believe it either. Ugh, maybe Xiao didn't get it. Maybe I said it wrong. Yeah, I probably said it wrong. That's what I'll tell him anyway. When I finally look up, though, I completely forgot to do that. Because Xiao is looking straight at me. A small but genuine smile tugging at his lips. Zizi, Sona. I punch him again before either of us gets too happy about it. Okay, and we're at 35 minutes now, so this is where we'll end it for this episode. I guess we're gonna be taking him to the airport, is what it looks like. Which I can't believe he's leaving. Oh my god. So tune in next episode to see if he actually does leave us. And if I'll cry. So have a glorious day, guys, and I will see you for the next episode.